Today we're looking at the new released camera, the Insta360 One RS, and I thought there'd be no better way than to test out these cameras than on the slopes. There goes the clean car. After 10 hours of driving, we've made it up to the Arctic Circle. We're here in Levi, Finland, which is like a really nice place up north. And I'm really surprised at our accommodations because my in-laws actually booked it. And it looks sick. I mean, come on, hanging out here for a week, doing some remote working, not half bad. I thought I'd give you guys a tour just to show you what it's like inside because it's interesting for people who aren't from Finland to see what's it like to do a winter holiday here in northern Finland. There's gonna be a lot of hours spent fun under the fireplace. Here we go inside. Take our shoes off, of course. But this is our cabin. Beautiful windows all over. Got our dining table here. Kitchen. Bedroom number 1. 2 bedrooms up there. But now I gotta show you what I think is the best part of this whole place. And of course, it's the sauna. I'm gonna be spending a whole lot of time here. It's been a pretty long day, so we're just gonna eat, sleep, and then tomorrow we're gonna hit the slopes and do some snowboarding. So what should we be excited about when it comes to the Insta360 One RS? Well, this modular system has everything you need on the fly with its 2-in-1 camera system. We have the 4K boost lens, which has the 1/2-inch 48 megapixel sensor, and then we have the 5.7K 360 camera, which we've all learned to love with the Insta360 system. I love this camera because A, you never have to decide which angle you're going to be filming. You can get literally everything all at once, meaning you're never gonna miss a moment. And B, it has this really cool flying drone effect because the pole that you're filming with disappears with the Insta360 software. The One RS as well has an upgraded core and processor, giving you smoother stabilization and Wi-Fi transfer speeds. Also now we have the flow state stabilization, which is built in, giving you gimbal-like smoothness right here in the camera. As well, we've got crispier audio with 3 microphones, an updated algorithm, and a windproof cover. And that's not all, we also have 21% more battery life, and this guy can go 16 feet underwater. I definitely need to test that out, maybe by jumping in the pool or doing a little Arctic dip into the ocean. Some other features I'm very interested in testing out with this little guy is 4K 60 frames per second. Can't wait to see that nice slow motion on the slopes. 48 megapixel camera. I'm very curious to see what kind of photos can we get out of such a small little camera. As well, the active HDR. I'm curious to see how much more dynamic range we'll get while filming with that setting on. Then as well, the 360 leveling. I think that's gonna come in very handy, especially while snowboarding, because you don't want it to go off axis. You want to have a nice leveled horizon. And lastly, I wanna try the 6K widescreen mode because I think that's gonna give a really nice Hollywood cinematic feel to the footage. So for those of you guys who have never used the Insta360 modular system, I thought it'd be fun to take this apart and show you guys just how easy it is. So basically there's these little button right here that you can click and that will pull off the bottom part. We have this part, then we have this. So this is the screen, this is the 4K boost, and then we have the 360 lens. So there's 3 parts with then the bottom part, and then you can decide which one you want. So if I want the 360 part, you just put them easily together. You just click them here, and then you take the bottom part, and then you click them together. This is always so much harder to do when someone's watching me. Very many people are watching me. No wonder it's not going through. I put it the wrong way. So you just put the 360 together. There we go. Then you put this on the bottom. And then just click this in. And there we go. We have that set up. And the camera just went on. And then if you want to switch to the 4K lens again, you just take it out, unplug, put it together. Make sure that the square is on the bottom, because then you can put it onto the bottom plate. That's how easy it is to switch from the 360 camera to the 4K boost lens. So not really a problem at all if you're out and about filming with this, and it's so small, so you can literally just put this into your pocket. Father-in-law has arrived. Oh yeah. The whole gang has got together. How do you think your dad's gonna do on the slope? It's his first time in 15 years. How do you know when you've been at the slopes for a long day? Your cheeks are very rosy and red. I don't know about you guys, but this happens to me every time I'm outside in the cold, the wind is blowing at my face. The moment I come inside and it's warm, got some nice rosy cheeks. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that footage from the slopes from the Insta360 One RS. I had a blast shooting with this guy. I was just flipping from the 4K lens to the 360 lens, trying out slow motion and all these other features of the camera, and I had a really fun time reviewing and testing this guy out. So what do I love about this system? Well, I love the diversity. You have the option of having the action camera style, or if you do want the 360 camera, you can just easily in 2 seconds take it apart, put it together. And I was doing this on the fly, on the chairlift, the gondola, even at the top of the mountain, and I had no problems doing it. So this is a very flexible modular system. It's very easy to change up, which I really appreciated. With this system, you really do get the best of both worlds. You got the action camera world and the 360 camera world all in one bunch. On top of that, not only was it easy to use the cameras, but the whole post-processing is just so quick and easy. You can literally just film all day long, and then in the car or at the chalet, just pull out your phone, look through your footage, export a few clips for social media on the fly, which I really love that Insta360 is invested into their apps so that you can not only just work with the footage on a computer, but as well with on your phone. They actually have this new feature called Snap Wizard, which allows you to fast and easily reframe the shots, export them out so you can get them onto your Instagram Reels. Talk about stabilization, the Insta360 One RS is insane. There was just no shake while snowboarding, and for all of you guys who are snowboarders or skiers, you know that when you're snowboarding, it's like with your board and you're shaking and all over, but the footage looks so smooth, not only on the 4K lens, but even smoother on the 360 lens, which I personally love. When it comes to image quality with the 4K half-inch sensor and the 360 lens, it looked really good. It's really crispy, especially on a nice, bright, sunny day like when you're on the slopes. The footage is pristine. When it comes to slow motion, I did notice that if you go 4K 60 frames per second, the quality does drop a little bit, but definitely not to the point where you can't use it. I would highly recommend still using the 4K 60 frames per second. And then on the 360 lens, I actually really enjoyed the look of the 100 frames per second. I was trying to get these shots of me carving and throwing some snow or slush at the camera. Thankfully, it's waterproof. So I was trying to get this cool 100 frames per second slush flying at me. For the battery life on this little guy, I was actually thoroughly impressed. We snowboarded for about 4 to 5 hours and the battery didn't die. I was able to film with this one battery the whole day, and that's saying a lot because for all you guys from cold countries, you know what it's like when you film in the cold, the battery never lasts as long as they say, but the battery lasted a very long time, and I highly appreciate that on this model, they made the battery life longer. For audio, I did some tests with the case on and then without the case. This is what it sounded like with the case. So this is what the audio sounds like when you have the case on the Insta360 One RS. And this is what it sounded like without the case. And this is what it sounds like when you don't have the case on, just the Insta360 One RS, bare bones. This is what the audio sounds like. I think the sound quality is pretty good for an action camera. I mean, it's obviously not gonna be the same quality as me using a full-on shotgun mic on top of a mirrorless camera, but if I was to vlog with this camera, I definitely would incorporate some talking vlog shots into my video with the microphones on the Insta360 One RS. While using the active HDR mode, you definitely notice there is more dynamic range. I did this shot where I was filming my hand going towards the window at my office, and when I didn't have the HDR mode on, the highlights and shadows were a lot more darker and brighter clipping, whereas then with active HDR, there was a lot more dynamic range, so that was a cool feature on the camera. 6K widescreen mode, I really like the feel of it. It gives this wide cinematic feel if you want more cinematic looking shots for your video. To end the review of this camera, I do want to brag about the 360 lens. I can't believe this little guy attached to the screen with then the battery. This small setup allows you to create such epic footage. I love the fact with a 360 lens that the stick is invisible. I just had my father-in-law ask me like, wait, were you filming those shots with a drone? It looked like the drone was following you so closely. It was almost dangerous. And I just started laughing. I was like, no, it was just the 360 camera following me because the pole gets removed. And it's just so smooth, so high quality, especially that ProRes quality, that I just love filming action sports with the 360 lens. Not to mention, you never miss a moment. When you're filming in front of you, if something in front of you happened, you can get that shot. If something happens to you, you get that shot. If something's happening to you on the left or the right, you get that shot. I am a firm believer of the 360 lenses because when you're filming action cameras, you don't want to miss a moment, and it would be such a shame filming yourself only when something in front of you happened, or you're filming in the front of you and something happens to you. So I love the fact that Insta360 has incorporated not only the action camera lens, but as well the 360 lens in this modular system. Once again, I just want to give thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Insta360. Thank you for enabling me to make content up here in the Arctic Circle, enjoy a few days of snowboarding, and hang out here. If you are interested in investing in the Insta360 One RS, I've actually put the link in my description, so feel free to click the link and purchase and enjoy this beautiful camera system.